Hi guys, I'm AJ and I just wanted to start a YouTube channel. So we're starting a YouTube channel. Yay! But I wanted to do an introduction video just to give you guys an idea on who I am and what you're gonna see. And I also wanted to do a room tour video because I love my room. All of that. I love it. And I have a cute little common space, and I just wanted to show, as I'll explain in a minute, a little bit more of Oakland University's life. So a big part of what I think I want to do with this channel is just kind of do like a little vlog thing, and I want to show what my life is like as a very cutesy, very involved student at Oakland University, because Oakland University is a great school and I really do love it, but it is hard to find information about it sometimes. It's hard to find. Sometimes I wake up and I gotta study and I want to watch one of those like study with me or vlogs, and I want to like really get motivated, and there's none of those for Oakland University, and I wanted to be that, I guess. So I decided that, or two, if you wanted like the room videos and just kind of the life, if you're looking for something like maybe you're a prospective student, a prospective university student, you're in high school right now and you're like, where do I go? Sometimes you can't trust, well, this is also the internet. Sometimes you can't trust the internet though, in the sense that I mean of like, if you look up Oakland University, they're just gonna give you the stats. And then you're like, how's student life there though? You know what I mean? So that is what I'm gonna try to give. And I also just figured this would be a fun way to keep up with my friends. Hello friends. Because I have a lot of big plans for the summer and I'm not really gonna be in the state much. And also just because I thought this would be fun, and this is a new way for me to practice some social media stuff, because I'm AJ, I'm a marketing major and a French and Spanish minor. And so I really wanna get into more medias and figure out more ways I can do different things, because I wanna go into that, you know, marketing, advertising world. And I think it would be really cool. And I figure what better way than to just start trying it on my own and moving on and getting bigger and better, whether that's just I have more of my sisters and friends follow me, or whether I get a little following. So I love anyone who watches this video regardless. And yeah, so just a little bit more into videos that you can expect. Like I said, I'm that marketing major, French, Spanish minor girl. So I've got the College of Arts and Sciences. I can film some videos about that, film some videos about my classes, what kind of it looks like to do languages at Oakland, because I have a lot of friends in that department. So I know it's like to do like the double minor. It can be hard learning 2 languages at once, but I'm doing it. And I think I'm doing it successfully. But I also have some friends, we've got these things called adjusted majors? I don't know. I don't have an adjusted major. I want to say that it starts with an A. It's a something A major. Maybe editing me will throw this in. But I've got 2 minors, so I can talk about just what it's like to learn 2 languages at Oakland, what it's like to learn languages in general at Oakland. And then for marketing, I'm pretty involved in the business school. I can talk about my classes for that. I can talk about registration processes. I can talk about ways to get involved and just different things like that. Again, maybe like a little day in my life video. So we will see on that side of things, but I do have that academics field of things. But I'm also in a sorority, so I could do some sorority videos. I am in Alpha Delta Pi. I just hit a year of membership. Yay! I'm actually the director of new member experience, so I kind of help the new members, which means it's basically my job to talk about sorority life. Obviously for you guys, it's going to be more of like a focus on our events and a focus on maybe our philanthropy and just some of the stuff that we do. You'll also see a lot of my sisters in this video, vaguely in the photos and stuff, and just different things that I've been given from different sisters. But I'm going to focus more on, you know, the social aspect of it for you guys, because maybe you're considering coming to Oakland University and you're considering joining a sorority, because I'm involved in the panel side of things too. So just where like all of the sororities kind of come together, and that community is panel, and I'm pretty involved in that. I've got a lot of panel sisters that I love so much. So obviously as well, I can talk a bunch about sorority stuff as well. Maybe the recruitment process later on. Maybe I'll do some vlogs with that later on, as the fall is like our big, like bright recruitment season. Consider that we are a very small school, so it is not like Alabama, like rush week, which those are super fun. Love my sisters down there, but they have a lot bigger of a process than we do. So I can definitely talk about that. And kind of just some other things that I do. I'm also part of the rugby club. So I love rugby as a sport, as a hobby, as something to watch on TV. So basically, I'm just gonna be talking. Basically, my channel will be vlogging and yapping and maybe like a Q&A or something. It's gonna be a little bit based off you guys, but a little bit just based off me keeping up with my friends. So I'm AJ, it's nice to meet you guys. We're gonna develop this channel as we go. Give me a branch into the YouTube world that maybe I'll use in marketing one day and maybe I won't. So you will hopefully get to know me better soon, and let's get into the room tour because I spent a lot of time decorating this bad boy and someone's gonna see it. I figured what better place to start than the door and our very cute decor on the door. And so yeah, and we're gonna start in the little common space. And I'm gonna do like a once over and then I'm gonna go back in and kind of explain some of the decor because as you will see, it's maybe not all common sense what we've decorated our rooms with, but it's still very cute. And so I'm gonna do like kind of a once over about the setup of the room, and then I'm gonna do kind of a go back through about like some of the stuff that we have here, maybe where I got some of the stuff in my room, and then just yeah. I mean, that's really all there is to it. The door, we are starting here, and we are going to pan in. At the Oakland University dorms, most of them you actually get, this is the upperclassmen one, so you've got this, you know, big old common space. And again, we're gonna talk about all the stuff that we have in here in just a minute, but you know, we start here. And then there's the two rooms. We've got my roommate's room and then my room, and then you've got your bathroom. So just, hello. You've got a shower, some shelving behind, lots of shelving, again, we'll go into that. Some more storage underneath, and yeah, so, and then in the rooms, it comes with a desk, this nightstand thing, bed frame, and that's what I actually use as my nightstand, so that doesn't actually come with it. But each room gets a trash can. Mandy also has a trash can. Mandy is my roommate's name, if you haven't guessed that by now. So that is the overview, and now let's get into the in-depth tour, because I know you want one. You want one so bad. So we start at my door, and again, questionable decorations. That's King Henry VIII, for those of you who don't take history or who haven't watched Six, and my roommate has him because, I mean, because she can to some extent, but also because she's in a class that's called Kings and Things, and it was free, so we took it. And that thing next to it that's saying a king is just another thing that she got for free. It's just a printed out piece of paper. That is a character of us. Aren't we so cute? That is my roommate. That is Mandy. And that is me. And then here's a cute little coloring page that I did. And so we're getting into it. The way that we kind of chose to do this, there's a lot of different people that I know in this dorm who've done different things. Some people put tables, some people put TVs, but we decided on a nice futon from Target. Yeah, no, the futon's from Target. The blanket's from Target. The blanket over there is from Columbia. This one is really soft. My family gets them every year at for different people and stuff at their Black Friday deal. Pretty good, pretty cheap. Pillow is from Walmart. But we've got this beautiful red rug from Amazon in order to match the beautiful red LED lights that we have around. You know it, you love him, Robbie from Jesse. And he's always watching. He likes to watch over us while we do our homework and make sure that we stay productive. And then we've got two little collages. That is the one that Mandy did, and that is the one that I did. I'm a very big fan of the little penguin plague doctor. And as you can see, like I said, you're gonna see a lot of 80 Pie stuff. There's 80 Pie at the top of that. This is Jalen Purrs. He is a gift from my aunt and uncle, and he's got his little pins. We've got a drying mat because we do have a decent amount of dishes. It's something that doesn't come with the dorm. You get the sink and you get this fridge, which is really nice, but sometimes you need more storage. There's extra space underneath here that we keep our trash can and recycling bin, but we had enough room for an extra fridge, and my family had an extra one after like my sisters went to college and stuff, so I ended up taking that. So we keep a lot of our fresh food in that one. We keep like our waters in that one. Underneath here, we have a decent amount of storage space. I tend to keep some food down here. We keep our bags down here, some paper plates in case we have a lot of people over, and some of my art supplies. That's just for my watercoloring. And so yeah, there's a good amount of space underneath here though. And as well, you get some space up here for your shelves. Right now my dishes are kind of running low because I'm kind of on my way out. We've got like less than a month left, so I'm not gonna show you my roommate's shelf just because she's not here right now to let me show it. But I do wanna look, this is some of my mugs. I've got very cute little mugs. Karma's a cat, WXOU, and then I have a little green one back there. More 80 pie. You're not gonna forget what sorority I am in. This mug though, I got at Dino Detroit, which is a climbing gym in Detroit. I went bouldering down there and they had some local artists. I don't know if you can see that. Moon the Ceramics. They had some local artists that were selling their stuff there. Very, very cute. Oh, let me turn this on for you guys. I can't believe I have guests over and I didn't turn it on for you. Cute. Got that at Five Below. Then over here, more free mugs that I got. This is the SBB, which is a program I'll talk about later. But in later videos, I mean, but they do a lot of stuff on campus. They're very cool. This is just my, you can see those in there, the pop tabs. And you can see even more over here because, again, you'll never get sick of 80 pie. 80 pie collects pop tabs for RMNHC. A lot of our magnets down here, these two we got from Holland. We did a trip with some of our friends to Holland, Michigan. It was very gorgeous over there, highly recommend. This is Meadowbrook Hall, which is one of the very cool buildings here on campus. It's very historic and they do a lot of events over there and it is gorgeous, and we thrifted that actually. And then down here we've got 3 Five Below magnets and another magnet from Holland, Michigan. More very silly printouts from my roommate's class, but again, free. How are you not gonna put it up there? You get a microwave. You get a microwave in the dorms as well, and it is very nice. We do a lot of microwaving in here. They also have community kitchens, which is really great, and that's where we do a lot of our cooking as well. We've got a nice broken ice maker, unfortunately, that we don't know what we're gonna do with quite yet. I don't know if we're gonna figure out how to fix it or not. And then that is like a smoothie maker that I got from my mother, and I use it a good amount, but right now it's kind of boxed up because I'm not making as many smoothies. And now we're gonna save my room for last because that is the big show. You get this very wide, big mirror, and we thrifted those signs as well. We got this mirror from Walmart, which I highly recommend because a lot of times Mandy will be doing her morning routine and I just need to check and see if my outfit looks good. It does, I move on, you know what I mean? Sometimes you don't need the full bathroom, and that's why the mirror can be really handy to have. It came with these and it just hooks in the back and just hooks on over the door. It definitely you have to put up with command straps, which is something that's not really allowed at Oakland, so we do really appreciate that little hanging feature. And then there's a good amount of space on either side of the toilet, trash can, toilet supplies, obviously. And then this is really what I wanted to take a second extra to talk about, is the shelves. There's a lot of space up here. This is where I tend to keep my towels. My roommate tends to keep them in her closet, so she has more space for other things. And then this is where we keep our general cleaning supplies slash, soaps and stuff, and toilet tissue down the bottom. And again, I'm just gonna show my side of this. It's not always the cleanest, but there's a good amount of space because this is half of it, and that's like all of my bathroom stuff. So really a lot of good space here. I keep my like day-to-day stuff on the thing, but she has enough room down there that she monopolizes her space better than I do. So she kind of has more space down there. She organizes her space better than I do, so she has more space down there. So, and now on to what I know you've been waiting for, the room. So here is my cute little thing. I had thrifted a book that was kind of falling apart a little bit, and I saved pages that were okay. And then this is a print that I got offline. And it's just really gorgeous. It was something that was in my old high school, and I really liked looking at it whenever I went to my art class, and so I just wanted to have it. But here is my gorgeous little room. So we are gonna start over here. This is our closet. We get a really nice and very big closet that honestly holds a lot of stuff. So I got this little curtain just so it feels like a separate space. So it feels like a separate space, and then there's a good amount of room on the hangers. I have some little drawers up there, my medicine. I've got some other clothes that I'll leave up there. I've got one of those heated stuffed animals. And then this is one of my biggest hacks if you are like a sweater person like me. I have one of these, and my roommate keeps her shoes in them, which is also really handy and helpful. But I just keep all my sweaters because then I don't have to put them all up there, and they're also not like getting hung and kind of pulling down a little bit. So highly recommend. I just got that from Walmart, so very good. Very slay. Have a shoe rack down there. I have room for my hamper, some shoes in the back. I'm unfortunately wearing a boot right now, so that's why like a lot of my shoes have like only one, because those are the ones that I'm wearing a little bit more frequently, and then those ones are wearing just around the dorm when I don't have to have my boot on. And then here's the desk. You have two little shelves. I keep my TV up there. I used to keep more books here, but now it's just like my journals and stuff. And then you have the main one. And then even more storage underneath. You've got a shelf down here that I keep a lot of my art supplies, some more books, some more little drawers, and obviously Capri Sun, because where would I be in this life without my Capri Sun? And then this is another thing that comes with the dorm. There's a good amount of storage space in here too. I tend to just keep a lot of my school supplies in here. And then down here is just a lot of papers, my Polaroid camera. It's just kind of a lot in there. This is something that I got for pretty cheap. I'm actually pretty sure I got it passed down from my older sister, but I keep a lot of my food in there, and it's really helpful, and Branch. This is just another one of my books for some of my art. And then you go into some of the art, because now like this is kind of where this cutoff is, where the art starts at. But I've got some cork boards, and this is where, again, more SBB stuff. They do a lot of events, and this is some of their events for the month. I've got the Oakland has therapy dogs that come in, and they have the cutest little trading cards. So always ask for those. They used to do the cutest thing of having paper cranes in the library, and they just have little things on there. And then I've got some notes from sorority sisters. Again, you cannot go anywhere in my room and escape AD Pie. I just have some information on the international abroad and more stuff on the international abroad, and just information about from SBB. And then more of those papers. You will see a lot of my posters. I think I just printed those off at the local FedEx because you can get some good deals on that. Photos came from CVS. The Ivy came from Amazon. The star fairy lights are one of my favorite parts about this room. They add so much light, and they were also something that just came off Amazon. They were a gift from my friend, so I don't have anything specific, but honestly, all of this stuff is from my first year, so none of it is specific, unfortunately. So I don't have any links, but I will kind of maybe break down some of where I got some of this stuff. Just more Amazon, basically. So we got some more photos up there. C'est La Vie was a thrift store find. That beautiful little cat thing is something my sister got me from when she was down in Argentina. I've got my Broadway sign that my dad gave me. More Alpha Delta Pi. That WLFEO is We Live for Each Other, which is our open motto. You will probably see that a lot as well. And then more photos, Polaroids. That Polaroid frame was something that was gifted to me for my graduation, and I adore it. And then we have an Oakland flag, another gift, but I'm sure you can find those in the gift shop. And then over here, more of my posters. The records are just something off Amazon, but I got them for my sorority. And these were actually from an event that the Oakview Hall hosts every year, which is a Lotteria night. And this is from last year's, and they do these really cute little cards and cards as posters. And They let people take them down, and like right as soon as the event is over, and as soon as the event is over, there's like a free-for-all. And then this is more of like adding storage to the space, is I put some hooks up on the wall just to add some of my things more Alpha Delta Pi. That sweatshirt's Alpha Delta Pi, the hat is Alpha Delta Pi. And up there is the diamond board that my big gave to me, and more Alpha Delta Pi. And then I add just some Polaroids. These are the ones from last year up at the top, and then these are the ones from this year of people that have been in my room. And then that little cat thing I made myself. So going back again to the furniture side of things, this is something that my sister gave me as a graduation gift, I believe from Walmart. It is really comfy. It fits in this little alcove kind of perfectly, and right behind it is my fan. Highly recommend, because airflow is not always the greatest here, and it can be really wonderful to have some moving air. I have another one over here. I'm obsessed with fans. And here is the bed. They come with these drawers underneath. I'm not gonna open mine because they are actually really messy underneath. I apologize for that. But in the upperclassmen ones, you actually get a full-size bed, which is very nice. A lot of my stuff, this came from Tuesday Mornings, which if anyone remembers that is a store that closed maybe a year or two ago. That came from Walmart. We have one of those comfies back there that's all folded up. Then pretty much all of my stuffed animals, I could not tell you where I got really any of them, but those three right there are all Squishmallows. And the pillows I also got from Tuesday Morning, and the pillowcases I got from Tuesday Morning, and the comforter I got from Tuesday Morning, which if you cannot tell based on the theme here, Tuesday Morning was going out of business when I was buying stuff for my dorm. So a lot of my stuff kind of came from there because it was pretty cheap. But my roommate thrifted me that lamp as a gift, and I thrifted the little, that cutie little tea light thing to the left. We also thrifted the mini lamp together because she actually has a matching one. Because how many people have friendship lamps? I'm pretty sure it's just us, but we have friendship lamps because she's a big fan of lamps. And then this is my little cart from, I believe, Amazon or Walmart. It's really helpful. I keep my tea on the bottom. I have some jewelry, and I have my book that I'm reading on the middle. And then I just have some of my basic things like tissues. I use an empty tissue box as a little trash can for when I'm, sleeping and I don't want to try to throw and miss into my regular trash cans. And just some of my remotes. So yeah. All right, guys. So that was the video, and that was my dorm and my introduction, and I really want to thank you guys for watching. If there's any questions about where I got stuff that I didn't mention in this video, questions about Oakland University, or future video ideas, put them down in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe, tell your friends, turn on notifications, do everything. Do it all, and then go do your homework. But anyway, I'm going to include a video of my freshman year dorm just to show you what an underclassman dorm is going to look like, and I'll also show you my killer roommate style. You will be hearing from her at some point, I am pretty sure of that, and I just want to show you just her killer amazing style. Unfortunately, she wasn't here to give you a room tour of hers, but our rooms are pretty much identical. Obviously, the decorations are very different, as you'll see from the freshman year room tour, but the actual furniture is the same. It's just kind of mirrored. The room is very similar, just mirrored. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and bye cuties, love you.